Hi, this is Dr. Richard Ruling here to welcome you to the Total Health channel. Actually, this is a follow-up on an interview that I had with Spotlight TV's Logan Crawford, who was interviewing on the topic of how it all ends. And I'd like to share with you a perspective that fits the wedding parables, because Protestants are pretty well divided, maybe half and half, on half of them believing they're going to be snatched to heaven for a wedding, and the other half waiting till the after the tribulation to go to heaven for a wedding. Well, the truth is that neither is right. It's in between. Both of them have some truth. There is an opportunity for us to make a covenant with Christ at the beginning of the end time, just like when God took Israel from Egypt. He took them to Sinai and they made a covenant. God says in Exodus 19:5 and 6, if you keep my covenant, you'll be to me a kingdom. And he later said, return, I'm married to you. He regarded the covenant as a marriage relationship in a type. So it's not really about a snatch to heaven, but it does come at the beginning of the last 7 years, just like Jacob was betrothed to Rachel for 7 years before the marriage was consummated. And if we think we're going to wait till Christ comes in the sky, I'm afraid he'll say, I don't know you. He will know us. When God took Israel out of Egypt, he took them to the wilderness to prove what was in their heart. He knew what was there, but they didn't. And I think that it will be similar with trials and tribulations, difficulties. But in it all, God promises to write his law in our hearts. And that's the only safe way we can get to heaven. Otherwise, we'd be likely to start trouble all over again. In Jeremiah 17, verse 9, I believe it says, the heart is deceitful, desperately wicked, who can know it? And perhaps we think we're fine, but just as in the Revelation, it says, you think you're rich, increased with goods, and in need of nothing, but you are wretched, miserable, poor, blind, and naked. Actually, those words are addressed to the Angelos, messenger to the church. Badly translated as angel, by the way, because angels are not blind or naked, but preachers are sometimes, at least spiritually. And on the topic of the wedding parables, they are pretty well naked, because they don't have the truth. It says, gird your loins with truth in Ephesians 6:14, and they don't have the truth. By and large, 99% don't. And I just think we need to look at the wedding parables and understand them better, because Christ says, and by the way, motivational speakers understand that the high reward and fear of loss are the two great motivators. And in Luke's wedding parable, they're both. He will make us ruler over all that he has if we are so doing when he comes. We need to understand what he was asking, and beaten with many stripes if we aren't ready and don't do those things. And I'm a chicken. I don't think I'd like to be beaten with many stripes. So let's try to understand it. The knock in Luke 12:36 is an earthquake, because that's how the ancient church in Laodicea ended. It's the only other place where Christ knocks in the Bible, and it ended in an earthquake around 63 A.D. They were lukewarm, thought they had need of nothing, but pretty soon those things can be taken from us, and then we are without. So how do we make the covenant, basically? Covenants were linked to sevens, like Abraham gave Abimelech 7 ewe lambs, and God gave Israel 7 annual holy days, appointed times, Moed. And we can give Christ 7 of something, because there are 7 topics that have a 7-fold emphasis as a mark of end-time truth. I'll give you just one example, and that is in the 10 Commandments, when you find Lord in all capital letters, 7 times. It indicates places where God's name was removed. We call it the tetragrammaton. Tetra meaning 4 letters of God's name were removed. And so next time we get together, I'd like to share with you, it's a topic that's in my book, The Earthquake and 7 Seals. 7 topics that have been edited by preachers when Christ said, "Beware the leaven of the Pharisees," he was referring to their doctrines in Matthew 16, verse 12. Well, we need to understand those things because Passover is the time of the wedding, and it's about unleavened bread. The feast for the wedding feast will be unleavened topics that haven't been edited, and the God's name has been. Very few people know God's name. We'll explain it next time, hopefully, as a first seal. But right now, I just say get the book, and that way, if you don't hear me on one of these times, you'll still have all 7, and you can share it with others, because the king's servants invite people to a wedding feast. How do you invite people to a wedding feast if you don't know what it is and when it's going to be, etc.? God won't do anything without revealing, he says in Amos 3:7. And the next chapter is the lion's roar. What's that about? I've only found one preacher who understood what the next verse was. Something about his lion's roar, he said. Well, Christ is the Lion of Judah, and he's going to roar when Muslims take the city of Jerusalem and celebrate that Allah has no son, because Christ is the Son, and he is the Lion of Judah as well. He will roar, and the heavens and earth will shake, and end times will be initiated with that earthquake. Isaiah 2:12 refers to the day of the Lord, and God will shake terribly the earth. So it's I think going to be like as the days of Noah, a lot of destruction and many lives blotted out. But I believe if we're watching, we can be protected, and God will use us, give us his power. So anyway, that's I want to see how much time I have. I think I'm running out of time, so please go to Amazon, type in my name under the book section, Richard Ruling, and the title of the book, The Earthquake and 7 Seals. Okay, and there's a contextual link to the in Revelation 6:1. That first seal is about God's name, and etc. So look forward to next time, and please like and subscribe and share, because wise virgins share the invitation to the wedding. Thank you very much. God bless you.